Welcome to part 2 of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Sun-Wukong. And before I get this started, I'm just give a shout out to Melody Vibes, because last night she had, or he, I don't know, had commented on one of my videos asking for more, and I really appreciated that since it was my first comment on any of my videos. And it showed me that she really liked my videos. So, shout out to her. Go subscribe to their channel. And let's get it started. So, we left off with them finishing the bell test. And after they were done with the bell test, I'd say in the time length between 2 weeks from then, they were just doing D-rank missions, like walking people's cats or helping people with their groceries. And so Naruto eventually got tired of this. So he would go to Hiruzen and he would ask him for a C-rank mission. He didn't ask him for a C-rank, he asked him for a high rank mission. So Hiruzen would tell Naruto he would see what he can do. So then, not too long after, I'd say an hour or two after, Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura are called up to the Hokage's office. And when they get there, Hiruzen informs them about the mission. Hiruzen informs them about the mission. And right when he does this, Tazuna would then come walking into the room. He would look at Naruto, he would look at Sasuke, then he would look at Sakura. He would then look at Hiruzen and say, "You expect these kids to protect me?" Then looking back at Naruto, especially the short one. Naruto would kind of get mad at this, seeing as he was being overlooked. He would whisper Misobi to himself, and the sword will float right in front of Tazuna's neck, holding the blade right to his neck. Tazuna would then look at the blade in shock, then completely sobering up by all this fear. Naruto would say, "You still do you still think that we can't protect you? Or have you had a slight change in thought?" And Tazuna would say, "Yeah, I think you guys will be right for the job," acting like he wasn't just scared. Misobi would then fly off and away. And now, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would accept this mission, and they would start heading to the Land of Waves. And as they're going to the Land of Waves, Kakashi notices a puddle. And a little bit after he notices the puddle, two shinobi came out from the puddles, and they're the demon brothers. They would then seemingly kill Kakashi. And as soon as this happens, Naruto would turn around and yell, "Fire style, Infernal Dragon," which he had learned from Lloyd. The dragon would rush at one of the demon brothers, completely obliterating him. And no, he's pretty much burned to ash, yeah. And Sasuke would handle the other one, delivering a kick to the mouth, a kick to the stomach, and then he would drive his kunai straight into his chest. Kakashi would come out from behind the trees and congratulate them on their work. He would then ask Tazuna why were such high-level shinobi looking for him. So Tazuna eventually became clean and told them how this is actually an A-rank mission, but he didn't have enough money to classify it as an A-rank mission, so he classified it as a C-rank mission. So Kakashi was thinking about going back and not continuing the mission. But Naruto would look him in the eye and tell him, "We can handle this." let's just get him to where he has to go. Kakashi would look at Naruto for a second, and then he would say, fine, we can continue going. But at any sight of immense danger, we're leaving. Naruto would nod his head. So after walking for a little longer, a thick fog starts to fill the forest. And after walking through the fog, Kakashi once again notices something else, and it's a white rabbit. He would then yell to everyone to duck, and they all ducked. And overhead came a big sword, and the sword landed into a tree. Zabuza would then land on the top of the sword, and he would look at everybody. He would then notice Kakashi, and he would call out his name, Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja. Then Kakashi would reply with Zabuza. They would then have a stare down before lunging straight into battle. The battle goes the same, so Kakashi is trapped in the water prison. Naruto and Sasuke both nod their head, and both Naruto and Sasuke run straight for Zabuza. But instead of punching Zabuza, Sasuke would launch Naruto into the air and jump back away from Zabuza's punch. Naruto would then yell, lightning style, arrows of light. 3 arrows would charge straight for Zabuza. Zabuza would put his sword up to block the arrows, but then the arrows changed course, and they all hit Zabuza right in the back. Zabuza would then fall to the ground, struggling to get up, seeing as he is partially paralyzed from the lightning. So the water prison is released. Then Kakashi gasps for air. Zabuza then manages to get manages to get up. He swings his sword at laying down Kakashi. And before the sword can hit, Misobi comes flying in, blocking the sword from landing on Kakashi's head. Both Misobi and Zabuza engage in battle. Naruto controlling Misobi, of course. Naruto would then trip Zabuza without Zabuza noticing, and Zabuza would be laying on the ground, still fighting Misobi, not letting up. Naruto would then prepare a jutsu. He would yell, fire style, fireball jutsu. The fireball would go straight towards Zabuza, and Zabuza would use all of his strength to push Misobi to the side, and he would stand up and get out the way. And of course, he pushes Misobi aside with his sword, because if he did it with his hand, he probably would have cut his hand off. But yeah, you get the idea. So he dodges the fireball, but just barely. He then looks at Naruto and he yells, water style, water dragon jutsu. The water dragon goes straight for Naruto. Naruto would then yell, fire style, inferno dragon. The two dragons would clash. And ultimately, the water would be turned to steam, and Naruto's fire would just disappear. Naruto and Zabuza would stare at each other, and Zabuza would say, you're pretty strong for a kid, but this time, I'm not taking it easy. The fog grows even thicker this time. Zabuza appears behind Naruto, and he's getting ready to slash his sword down on Naruto's head. Misobi would then block this sword. Naruto would turn around and kick Zabuza in the stomach. Zabuza would fly back a bit into the mist. Naruto would then lose sight of him once more. Naruto would yell, wind style, wind breakthrough, which he also learned from Lloyd. all the fog would then be blown out of the way, and Naruto would see Zabuza going in for the stab on Naruto. Naruto would then grab Misobi, ignite the sword, and slam Zabuza's sword to the ground, getting it stuck in the ground. He would then drive his sword up Zabuza's sword, preparing to cut Zabuza's head off, but Zabuza would dodge this attack, then kick Naruto in the back. Naruto would fly back, and before he can hit anything, he suddenly stops. He then realizes he is being held by Zabuza's water clone. The clone then starts strangling Naruto, and Naruto can't move since the position he's in. It's where like his arms are like above Zabuza's arms, and Zabuza's arms go under Naruto's arms and around his head, or around his neck. So like Naruto can't really do anything. So Naruto is just like struggling. Then Sasuke would throw a kunai at the water dragon. The water clone, and it would miss. Kakashi would then appear behind the water clone and kick the water clone in its head. The water clone would then turn into water. Naruto would fall down, gasping for air, just how Kakashi did. Naruto would be angered that he almost died to Zabuza, and his eyes would be set ablaze. He would then dash with extreme speed in front of Zabuza. Zabuza would swing his sword, seeing Naruto the whole time, but then Naruto would jump out of the way. Naruto would land on a tree and then launch himself at Zabuza once again, headbutting him, and then like doing a flip off from after he headbutted him, landing on the ground and punching him in the gut. He then gets into a taijutsu battle with Zabuza, who has just dropped his sword. Naruto and Zabuza are evenly matched in taijutsu, but then Zabuza gets a stinging feeling in his arm. He realizes he's been cut, but by what? He looks over to his left and he sees Misobi floating there, rotating itself back so it can hit Zabuza once more. When the sword would come flying at Zabuza, Zabuza would put Naruto in the way of the sword, but the sword would stop without Naruto wanting it to stop. See, because Naruto can't be harmed by his own sword. The sword would then go above Naruto and get ready to slice Zabuza. And Zabuza would just barely dodge the sword. And out of nowhere, Sakura is behind Zabuza, and she punches him, not doing much damage. Zabuza is about to slap Sakura, and it's going to hurt a lot. But before he can get the slap off, Naruto would grab his hand and start to squeeze it. Zabuza can hear his bones cracking under the pressure that Naruto is giving off. Zabuza would then punch Naruto in the face and slam his head into the ground. Sasuke would then launch a fireball at Zabuza, and it connects. Zabuza is set ablaze, but he then jumps into the water. And Kakashi and Sasuke are following up with another attack, getting ready to punch Zabuza. But out of nowhere, two Senbon get lodged in Zabuza's neck. And a hidden mist, Anbu, starts to tell him that they've been looking for Zabuza forever, and that she'll take over from here. So Kakashi lets the mist Anbu take Zabuza away. Naruto gets picked up by Sakura, being just barely conscious, and they all go to Tazuna's house. Kakashi instantly passes out from all the fighting, and Naruto is passed out right next to Kakashi. So, we're going to skip a day, and now Kakashi and Naruto are both awake, and they get to training. Kakashi would train Sasuke and Sakura on tree walking, and it would take them just as long as it did in the original. And the reason why he didn't teach Naruto is Naruto can literally climb like a monkey. So he doesn't really need to learn how to walk on trees. But while they were learning how to walk on trees, Naruto was learning how to walk on water. And Naruto gets this down relatively easy. It only took him an hour. So then we're going to time skip a couple more days. And this time, in this one, Naruto never meets Haku. So you guys probably know what's going to happen. And some of you are probably going to be sad. Some of you are probably not. Some of you are probably not going to feel anything for this. But if you're sad about it, put Rip Haku in the chat. So when they go to the bridge, and Naruto thinks that they made it, so he starts to run around all on the bridge, jumping up and down. But as soon as he gets closer to the end of the bridge, he sees two figures. It's Zabuza and the Mist Ambu they saw a couple days back. Naruto wouldn't get it at first until Kakashi explains that the Mist Ambu was working with Zabuza. Naruto would be mad at the Mist Ambu, and Kakashi and Zabuza would engage in battle. So Kakashi and Zabuza's battle is going relatively the same. Sasuke would then fight Haku, and that goes the same, where Sasuke gets trapped into the ice mirrors. So Naruto rushes in without a second thought. He would then look at the ice mirrors and he would tell Sasuke they're ice. Why don't we just melt them? He would yell, "Fire style, Inferno Dragon." Haku would laugh at this, seeing as he knows fire can't melt through his ice walls that easily. But when the Inferno Dragon hits the ice wall, it melts a big chunk off the wall, but the wall then regenerates. Naruto would say, "That ice, it didn't melt. There's something about it. It makes it different from other ice." Haku would then explain what the ice mirror jutsu is and why the ice is it was hard to melt the ice. So Naruto for a second believes that there is no escape. So his idea is that he'll just wear Haku out. So he whispers to Sasuke that they'll just have to wear Haku out. And Sasuke nods in agreement. So, basically, Haku starts throwing Senbon. Naruto is dodging these with ease, jumping from mirror to mirror, mimicking Haku's moves. And then Sasuke is trying his best to dodge all the Senbon. And Naruto, when he watches Haku as she jumps from mirror to mirror. He jumps from mirror to mirror. Then when Haku comes straight out of one of the mirrors, Naruto would yell, "Misobi!" And the sword would come rushing in, and it would cut some of Haku's leg. This slowing down Haku, and Sasuke would jump up and punch Haku in the face. The mask wouldn't break, even though that doesn't really matter, but Haku would get hit to the ground. Naruto would then jump down and yell, "Lightning style, fist of a god," and a bright golden fist, outline of a fist, would appear around Naruto's hand. And he would go in for the punch on Haku, but Haku would hurry up and go into one of the mirrors. Naruto would stop, deactivate the jutsu and land on his feet. Haku would say, "I guess I can't take it easy on you." Haku would then appear in multiple mirrors at the same time, doing hand signs and throwing the Senbon even faster. It is getting harder for Sasuke to dodge, and Naruto Same for Naruto, but Naruto was still dodging them. Sasuke would get hit with 2 senbon in the arm, then 2 senbon in his chest. Naruto would then give Sasuke Misobi, and he would tell Sasuke to deflect the senbon. So Sasuke would be deflecting the senbon for a while until Haku then starts throwing the senbon even faster. It's then getting difficult for Naruto to dodge, but he still dodges them. While Sasuke gets hit with 4 senbon in the back, 1 in the back of the neck, and 3 in the arm. He would then drop down to 1 knee, and he would get hit with a lot more senbon. Naruto would try to jump in the way of these senbon, but he had senbon of his own to dodge. He watches as Sasuke falls to the ground. Everything goes in slow motion for Naruto. And as this happens, Naruto feels a rage in his body. He can hear a voice telling him to release all that anger repeatedly. Naruto would listen to this voice. He would then grow bigger and furrier. He would then grow 4 more arms on top of that. He would now turn into this. Breaking the ice mirrors, being bigger than the ice mirrors. Haku would then fall on the ground, being astonished by Naruto's form. Naruto would slam all 6 of his arms down on Haku, breaking the bridge at the same time. Sakura would push Tazuna to the other end of the bridge, seeing as the bridge is slowly collapsing. Zabuza and Kakashi would clash kunai and sword, but then Zabuza would fall down the bridge. And Kakashi would jump back to where Sakura and Tazuna is. Naruto would catch Sasuke before he could fall into the water, and he would jump all the way to the other side, still in his ape form. All the way to the other side. He would then place Sasuke down, and right when Naruto was about to be calmed down, he could hear Gato and his men yelling from the other side of the bridge. And the mist is still so thick they can't see Naruto, but they can see the other 3. They would then yell, saying that they were going to kill Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and Tazuna. But then they feel the ground under them rumble. They then see something moving through the mist. Then they feel breathing down their backs. They would all turn around, and Naruto is standing right there. He opens his mouth, and a blast of fire is just charging up. Naruto would then blast them with this fire, incinerating them all. Not even a skeleton is left behind, nor their weapons. Their weapons and themselves were burnt to a crisp. Naruto would then calm down, and he would fall straight to the ground, reverting back to his normal self. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke would walk across the water, and Kakashi is holding Tazuna. And when they get to the other side, they help Naruto up, and they take him to somewhere where he can relax. And once they do this, a day and a half passes, and they go back to the bridge, and they ask Naruto if he can tap back into that power. So Naruto thinks as hard as he can, and after 5 minutes, he actually starts to grow bigger. But when he grows bigger, he didn't grow as many arms as he did before. And this is why. Oh, I forgot I deleted the picture. But the picture I showed you in the first one where it was just a regular red ape that looked, yeah. He turned into that one this time. And he turned into that one because this time he wasn't turning into an ape and he wasn't using Kurama's power at the same time. So that's why that happened. So Naruto would still hold up the two ends of the bridge that collapsed into the water, because like the way the bridge collapsed, it like not like some of it fell down at a time, like literally all of it would fell down at once. So he would hold up two sides of the bridge as the bridge builders would, as Tazen and other people would repair the bridge. And then they would name the bridge the Great Naruto Bridge. So, yeah, that happened. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi would return to the Leaf Village. And Naruto is called to the Hokage office. When he goes there, Hiruzen would congratulate him on his mission, and he would also give him another mission. And this mission is an actual C-rank mission. This mission is to go to the land of stars, or land hidden in the stars, and like, you know, be the security there. Just like how they were that when Neji, Naruto, and Tenten and Rock Lee went to the land hidden in the stars, but this time it's literally only Naruto. So everything goes relatively the same. Besides, instead of them using like their, like Neji being all smart and stuff, Naruto just is like, I know you did it. Like, I know you're the one that like did all this, the bad stuff. I forgot what happens. Like, I'm pretty sure they was like talking about stealing the star, and the one that was like that caused all this stuff to happen. And the leader there, Chief, would like be like, yo, that's nonsense, bro. And Naruto would say, no, I can tell when someone's lying. That's what his fire eyes do. They're basically what he can see what other people can't, and it like makes him a lot stronger. So he can see through lies. He can see through like genjutsu. He can do all that stuff. But yeah, so eventually the chief ends up coming clean about like everything he did, and he absorbs the star or the meteor thingy. So once he absorbs it, his aura then becomes a huge dragon. Naruto will close his eyes and once again tap into the power he did on the bridge. And he would engulf both his hands in chakra, and you'll see why in a second. The chief would send the chakra dragon straight for Naruto, and Naruto would grab the dragon, and the reason that's why he put chakra on his like hands, because if he would have tried to grab it with his bare hands, it would have hurt, and yeah, it would have hurt a lot more. But Naruto, he grabs it, and like the chakra is like linked straight to the chief, so it like pulls him. When Naruto pulls the dragon, it pulls the chief with it too. So Naruto would pull the dragon with one arm, and the chief would come straight at Naruto. Naruto would then punch the chief, not letting go of the dragon thing. He would pull him back and punch him once more, but then he would let go of the dragon. The chief would then crash to a bunch of rocks. He would walk out holding one of his arms, bleeding from his head, his lip, and his arm is bleeding. He would then yell out, saying, "You can't beat me. You are just a mere child." He would then send, balls of chakra straight for Naruto. And there's 20 of these giants. Naruto would put his arm out and block all these attacks, and it would burn him a bit. The chief would then target the children, and Naruto would jump in the way to a certain extent, I guess. like, he would, like, leap over there. Like, if, you know how, if there's toys on the ground or some stuff on the ground and you're trying to avoid them and you're, like, all stepping on your toes and stuff. That's basically what he did, but he did it, like, with a leap. So he doesn't, like, shake the ground too much. And he takes 30 more of those chakra balls straight to the like, stomach. So Naruto will revert down to his normal size. He would be hurt, but he would stand up. He would then hear that voice once more. It would say, "Release me. Release me." Naruto would give in to the voice once more, saying yes, it helped him the first time. So why wouldn't it help him again? Naruto's eyes turn a very dark red, and they become slit-like. His tail, well, the furs on his tail would then be a lot spikier, and his hair would become a lot spikier. Then some dark red chakra would appear around him, giving him 2 ears and a cloak around his tail. Naruto almost looked identical to a fox in a sense. Naruto would dash straight for the chief, but the chief will have his dragon go straight for Naruto, and Naruto would run straight through his dragon. He would then lift one hand up and slice straight down the middle of the dragon. And as he did this, all the chief's chakra just faded away somehow. The chief is standing there, drained of chakra, on the verge of passing out. He is then filled with a sharp pain. Naruto's hand has gone straight through the chief's stomach. The chief would look at Naruto and cough up some blood. He would call him a brat before placing his hand on Naruto's head, trying to inflict some damage, but he is too weak to even, like, clench his fist. He dies then and there. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? So, like I was saying, the chief dies and Naruto returns back to the Leaf Village. He would then report to Hiruzen that he killed the chief. Hiruzen would then flip his top off and start yelling. He was like, "Why would you do that, Naruto? You were supposed to help him find out who was causing all the trouble there." And Naruto would respond with, "He was, so I had to get rid of him." And Naruto would then say, "You can't kill our clients." I was like, "I know, but he told me to get rid of the person that was causing all the problems, did he not?" Hiruzen would then say, "Yes." And Naruto would say, "Well, he was the problem, so therefore I had to get rid of him. Did I not? Oh, sorry. Did I not?" And Hiruzen would then sit there quietly, and he says, "I guess you are right, Naruto. But next time, don't go killing our clients." Naruto would then shake his head, nod his head, and leave the room. That's where I'm going to end things off here. And if you like the video, like it, and comment down below what you would like to see next. And once again, shout out to Melody Vibes, and peace.